down the old basement cave, see what we got going on today. Alrighty. Let's see what time it is. Right on the minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here we are. What do we got work? What are we working on today? Look at what we got on the table here. This is some sort of a guitar. You know, I've had this piled in the corner for about maybe a year. It's a Mark II electric guitar, which on further examination, it's kind of a big piece of plywood cut out in the shape of a guitar. I got the neck off. It's kind of a thin body. It's pretty beat up. But the guy, he used it for a wall hanger. And as you can see, these holes are drilled here and on through the neck and on the headstock of the guitar. And I seen a picture of it hanging on his wall, and what he did was he had guitar hangers on this guitar here and here, I don't know. And he had it on the wall, and then he had his nice guitars hanging off of it. I saw a picture of it, and looked pretty nice, actually. So what I'm going to do with this thing is I'm going to make it play. I got a few odds and ends laying around. I got a drawer full of pick guards and some old pickups, and down here I've got a few pickups, and I've got sacks of screws, and here's some stuff. This came off the guitar right here. I paid $5 for this guitar, and it came just like you see it here. I think I did take the keys off of it, and they're laying around somewhere. Now, had a few ideas. Number one, I had this old Harmony neck laying around here, and that's a nice neck, actually. Harmony made cheap guitars, but I tell you, the necks are nice on them. And also, here's a what do you call a tremolo bridge tailpiece for a Strat. Actually, this is a DiMarzio product here. But the problem is, this is the one that came off of it. Goes here. Parts were missing on it, but let me just line this up. I want to show you something. That's the bottom of that. They're very similar, almost the same size. This will fit in there. The only thing is, I got a 1/2 inch here, which means if I take this Strat bridge tailpiece and stick it in here, it's going to stick out of the back of the guitar, because this guitar isn't near as thick as a Strat body. So the only thing I can think of is take this, draw a line, cut that off right there, and then this should fit in there. And that's probably what I'm going to do. That's one idea. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but we'll see. Well, the idea is to take this piece of junk right here and make it play. And for $5, I was up for the challenge when I bought it. Then I got busy with other stuff. I threw it in the corner. And so I got her out today. Let's see what we can do with it. Needs a good paint job, and I need to take some plastic, some putty, and fill the holes in, and who knows what's going to happen here. Maybe I can get a pick guard big enough to cover the whole thing up. I don't know. Alrighty. Alrighty then, I took this thing out in the garage. This part for the bridge tailpiece that came off an old Stratocaster, and I cut that off and ground that down even. And now it is just about a 32nd of an inch higher than this here. I had to kind of make it a little higher because the threads, when I put the plate back on the top, there should be enough threads to catch that. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm going to assemble this thing, and I'll be taking it back apart and then try to fill the holes and paint it and everything. Put it back together and see if we can make it play. If anybody ever heard of a guitar called a Mark II, I'd like to know more about it. This neck here that came off of it and this Harmony neck, This harmony neck would probably bolt right on a Strat, or a Strat would bolt right on a harmony, because I have done that before. But the bolt pattern is different. A lot of different things there. Well, it's not much to look at, but it does start to look like a guitar. Found this old Telly pick guard right here. Doesn't fit it. It's a nice pearloid thing there. I need to cut it right here. Then, as you can see where it here, I'll take it and go and make a curve right here, or some cut it here. I haven't decided yet. Cut it here like this. Make a little bit of an oval out of it right here. Cut that part off of there, and leave this open for the pickups like the guitar was, and probably a double coil pickup right here. I mean, look, this thing is hand painted. It's beat up. Also, you know what? I ordered this pick guard right here for my G&L Blues Boy, and I got to tell you, I thought it might fit, but a Fender Telecaster and a G&L Blues Boy is not the same guitar, so that's why I've got that. Also, I haven't got the screws in yet. Now, let me flip this thing over. Found another part here. It's just sitting there, but I cut that down like I showed you. Fits in there. I might have to find something to put in here, maybe a piece of pick guard or whatever, you know. Put that in there. Oh, she's gonna be a beater, but I'm gonna make it play. Probably do some nice finishing on this with down at the Ace Hardware. I'll pick out some rattle cans and take the body and got to fill these holes in, and let's see what happens. Yeah, I got some pickups. Got this pickup series off this cord here. Everything is hooked up. I don't know. I might use that. Might put the middle and the neck pickup up here, and then put the other one down here. We'll see. I don't know. Just put these keys on here. Alrighty. Alright, I'm about to plug these holes up here. Let's take a close look at one. You can see that. Of course, I could just leave that in and say somebody shot at me while I was playing. But, you know, when you're patching a piece of wood up, guitar, or clock, I work on a lot of clocks, and sometimes you got to fill in little holes where people have run big screws in the back and stuff like that. Good old household toothpicks. See that? Fits right in there. Kind of put that in there, wedge it in there, put some wood glue in there, stick these in there. Might need 3 or 4 in this hole. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. And then once you get it in there and get it firm, just slice it off with a razor blade, even. And then you want to do a little touch-up work. I like this stuff right here, as long as we're not worried about any wood grain or anything. That's good stuff. And that only costs a couple of bucks, and I'm telling you, it's excellent. You know, this old label hadn't changed since I was a kid right there. Now this is what I'm talking about, the toothpicks. See, you jam them down there. I use this little tack hammer. Put the pointed tips in. There is 4 there in that hole and 3 in this hole. And you take your razor blade, voila, and you slice it off even, like that. Okay, we got those toothpicks trimmed off. I don't know if you can see this or not. I didn't use my razor blade to trim those off because this razor blade is dull and I don't have a new one. I did use the old side cutters here and it worked just as well, probably safer anyway. But anyway, I got it pretty flat, and if you can look close, fills it in pretty nice. Here's the other one. And we're going to go over that with a little bit of wood putty. I don't know, and then when we sand the guitar down, it'll all sand down even. All right, I got these holes filled in, and I always make too much of this stuff. I mean, I put about a teaspoon of water will make this much stuff, so I always make too much. But anyway, fill the holes in, let that dry overnight. Stuff dries like plastic. This is hard already. I just did that a few minutes ago. And also, you might think I'm getting ahead of myself by putting a string on there, but I was just curious. I don't even know if that's an E string or not, but I was just curious how the neck would be on this. I had to re-drill the neck plate on here, or the neck, to fit this guitar. Now this bridge right here came off a guitar that I bought new in 1981, so this has been kicking around the house for a while. Like I said, it's a DiMarzio. I got this saddle adjusted almost all the way down. The neck may need to be worked on a little bit, but right now the action is real low. It's almost too low. I think if I was to have strings on this and play it, it would probably hit the frets here and there. I mean, there's a lot of tweaking be done on that, but I was surprised that usually when you put a neck on a guitar like that, you can probably drive a truck through here, you know. I mean, there's no shims or nothing on it, so that's a good sign right there. Alrighty, I smell that chili cooking upstairs, and I think I'm going to give her a break till tomorrow. Alright, I'm just getting back to this little project I started about a week or so ago, and I got some pickups. And what did I do with them? Where am I? What am I doing? Alright, here we go. I got this loaded pick guard with the double humbuckers in it, as you can see, all the electronics and everything. And I'm going to put it in this old cheap guitar right here. But I had to whittle out the places for the humbuckers because this had single coil pickups on it. This was, what was this guitar? Mark II. And I guess this is just an upscale version of the first act guitars, I guess. Well, anyway, what I used I probably should have videotaped this while I was doing it, or videoed this while I was doing it, but I used this fine knife right here, and got a saw blade on the end of that, and just marked my territory, and cut it out with this, then kind of busted it out with the screwdriver, like this, and now I'm about ready to chisel it even in here, and any little imperfections around the sides there, if they show or whatever, I'll putty those in, and then I'll go ahead and sand this guitar down and paint it. Got the neck to fit on it, got all the parts for it, and we'll see how it turns out. Not much of, I got to show you this. Let's see if you can see this. That's the finest plywood you could buy right there. Look at that, man. That's some plywood right there. Yeah, I've been still working on this here. And what we've done here is, I think originally this guitar, the cord would have been plugged in here, the 1/4-inch jack would have been here, and the tone and the volume and no switch on the guitar. But we're gonna take this plate from this Telecaster, and we're gonna put this plate here, re-drill the holes, so you have the tone here. Let me get this light, and it's messing me up here. We're gonna have the tone, the volume here, and the tone back here, and the switch here. And the switch is gonna be like a Stratocaster switch. It's gonna bolt right on here, screw right on here. Then instead of having the jack here on the body, I started to whittle this out here. We're going to put the jack on the bottom right here. And let's see, we've got this plate when I get done. We'll go here like this. I've got to hone this out a little bit, so the 1/4-inch jack will fit in here like that. That's a lot of work for a guitar I paid $5 for, but it's the principle of the thing. Here we go, we'll get a little closer look with some light going on here. Here's the back, just like a Strat. I got a Stratocaster bridge tailpiece to go in there. I cut it down, patched up all the holes. Got to get the hole bigger so I can fit the 1/4-inch jack in there. And then we'll, from this hole to this hole, I'm going to take a saw, keyhole saw, cut that out, and probably drill another hole back here and here for the volume and the tone to accommodate to accommodate this. So this would line up there with those two holes, and kind of the pick guard would go there, so kind of balance that out like that. So what we'd have is the tone back, or the tone back here, the volume here, and the switch here. Man, she's crude, but we'll see what happens. By the end of this video, I'll be playing a song on this thing. Yeah, I got this hole as big as I can get it with the drill bit. So I got this reamer here, this, if you can see, and working on that. I stand it up. Gotta have a hole big enough to accommodate that 1/4-inch jack. You want to kind of use it on the slow, on the #1 speed on this instead of the #2. You don't want this going too fast, or you won't be able to be skipping over what you want to do, and it won't do anything. My son bought me this for, I think, Father's Day, I don't know how many years ago, this Porter cable drill with 2 batteries, 20-volt lithium batteries. This has been the best drill I've ever owned right here. I've had DeWalt's, Makita's, all of them. This one here is really nice. Now let's see how we're doing. Let's check our work here. I think it's got to go a little more. It's getting close, though. Now red green just put some duct tape around that, but we're gonna fix it nice. Gotta clean some mess off there. Stuff gets out of hand. Now I've got the hole about big enough, and I've got a little grinder here. And what I'm going to do is kind of fine-tune this hole a little bit, round it out a little better and whatnot. For this, I'll put her on #2 here. Probably isn't going to take much. I know this is like watching paint dry. Getting a little off of there. Let's just kind of buff the hole out a little bit this way. Now, what we'll do is, since you're pushing with your arm this and that way, we'll turn the guitar back upside down this way, and that way it'll get a little bit more even. Yeah, that's enough messing around. Let's see. See if she fits in there. Stick the leads through here. Must be Chinese. Beautiful pink colored wire there instead of white and black or red and black. Beautiness, I think she'll work. And this will go, take this back out, can't get it back out. Hopefully it'll cover the hole. This is what it's going to look like right here. Fits right in there pretty snug. And all the wires are going to end up here. And I put this little project on the back burner. I think I've owned this guitar body for about a year, and it's set in the corner. One day I was cleaning the corner out. Hey, I'm cutting off the top of my head there. Let me fix this. There. How's that? Well, anyway, yeah, we'll get that. And then I got to make a plate. They must have had a plastic plate to go on there. I got some pickguard material. I'll be making a little plate to go here. That's the back of the guitar. This will be the front. That's where the Telecaster plate's going to go. I'm kind of interested in seeing how this is going to play. You know, I got a Harmony guitar that plays. It's got the double humbuckers on it and a similar setup, and plays pretty good. One thing about Harmony guitars, which is this is not a Harmony. However, I'm using the Harmony neck on this guitar. That's a Mark II or whatever. Harmony made excellent necks. I got a few Harmony guitars. The guitars aren't much, but the necks are nice on them. They're easy to play. And another thing, if you get an old Harmony, you know, some kid got it for Christmas, tried to play the guitar for a while, and hey, it ended up in the closet. So you got these old Harmonies laying around with these great necks. No fret wear. Nobody played this neck. This is probably from the 80s or maybe 70s, I don't know. No fret wear. I put this nut fret on myself. It was missing when I got the guitar. But absolutely no fret wear. And nice big fat frets on that thing. Ebony fretboard. Good quality neck. Well, I got that on there, kind of test fitted a little bit, and I should be fine. All right, let's move on. Well, isn't that the ugliest thing you ever seen? Well, at least I got all the holes so the pickups and everything will fit. And I'll need to, this tone is going to go back here, but there's not enough wire to put it back there. Looks like the one from the tone to the volume is going to be okay, but I'm going to have to fix that. Whittled me a nice hole in there. Looks like beavers did that, don't it? But anyway, should be a beautiful thing. I'm going to paint those wires the same color as the body so you can hardly see them. Now, I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. So next step is to clean the body up, sand it down, and do some finish on it. Oh, look, I got to take that off. Or I could do a Mako and just kind of mask around that. All right, there you are. All right, now that I made sure the electronics are going to fit in the front and everything on this old piece of plywood, I got to cut a back panel. I'll probably use this old pick guard. But anyway, you put some tape on there. Take something and score it like this. Go all the way around, score it, and then cut it out with the scissors, and there's your pattern. That's your template right there. So we'll see how that all works out. Got my template cut out from that piece of tape there, and I think I decided to use this cream colored pick guard instead because it matches the back plate that covers the springs, and I think it was the set anyway. So it's a little uneven, so what I'm going to do is cut it a little big and work it down. Grind it, well, I have to grind it down anyway, so the edges, so should be all right. It's a thing of beauty. Hey, I got that piece cut that goes in here. I'll get a little closer. Here's my template, like that. Cut that off, and let's see how she fits. Look at that, just like socks on a duck. Have to drill a hole here and drill a hole here, countersink it a little bit so we can use the right kind of screws in there, but she's going to be good. What you do is, if you're cutting it out of any material, this is a similar pick guard that I had, spare. This one's off a cord or something. But anyway, put my template on there like this. But I didn't cut with a jigsaw right up at the template. I cut way back away from it like this. Now let me reposition this. It's a little bit different, but yeah, I would cut it away from there by ½ an inch at least if I could, like that. Then take it on the grinder and work your way into that to that pattern with the grinder. Start with the coarse grinder, the bench grinder. Start with the coarse grinder and get up to it almost, and then I use a very fine side, the wheel, and work right up to it until you get right to the line. And I had the body out, and I was checking it as I was going so I wouldn't make it too small. Here, I'll show you how it fits. Hang on. And also good pick guard material, the stuff that's like 3/4 ply, like this one is. It's pretty forgiving. It's easy to cut. But yeah, like when I had that the old pick guard out there, I cut around this template by like a ½ inch, and then I worked up to it with the grinder. But hey, it fixed perfect. Only thing is I got to fill that in right there, because that's going to be a little bit rough when I go to put it. It looks like I chipped it, or maybe it was already chipped. I don't know. I'll put a little wood putty on there and fix that up. The next thing I'm going to do is probably, well, I'll get this to fit with the screws, then put this to the side, then I'll get the old vibrator out, the old orbital sander out, and smooth this thing up. Man, it'll be a beautiful $5 guitar, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'm sanding this down, at least the top. I come across this, I get down a couple layers of paint, and I get this. Wow, that's wild. I don't know what it is, but that looks like 2. No, it doesn't, like 2, it looks like P, 3, 3-2S, and something else. This must be the body style or something. They must have wrote it in invisible ink, or maybe it's a code or something. It's Chinese, it might be a code, who knows? All right, I ran the orbital sander over this poor thing. Sure looks different. Too bad the holes and everything weren't. If I was real careful, I could have took that black paint off if the holes weren't all in there, like this. There was holes in the guitar and stuff. And so now what I'm going to do is go take this by hand. Got some 600 and go over it by hand, front and back, and then the sides here, and clean it up, and should be able to paint it. Alrighty. I'll probably do a little wet sanding on this. I'll use a little glass cleaner. Put some glass cleaner on there and use that 600 on there. Piece of 600. Whoa, that wasn't my pants. Let's here and kind of smooth it off. These little things here, I'll block them. I'll block them a little bit, but all right. All right, I'm done sanding this thing. I'm gonna paint it, but I placed it up some of the parts so you get a kind of an idea of what we're going to have here. I just kind of placed the parts in the holes and whatnot, but that's about what it's going to look like right there. And as far as painting it, I think I'm going to paint it the same color you see right there, or some kind of blue, and then put a clear acrylic on top of that. But hey, keeps me out of trouble. Alrighty, we're getting some paint on this old guitar here. Kind of letting it dry. And this is my paint booth here, / laundry room. But yeah, I think she'll be alright. Alright, we're going to have a look at this old guitar body, see how we're doing here. It's hanging on this ladder here. Nice color for that old thing. That's an old $5 guitar right there. I'm done painting it. I gotta just take some thousand and go over it, wet sand it when it gets dry, probably tomorrow. Nice color on that ladder too. I made a mess in my wife's laundry room here, didn't I? And yeah, she's all done. And it's not really too shiny until I'll wet sand it and buff it out. Got some buffing compound, but we gotta let it dry and get hard though. And I think it'll be fine.
Hey, greetings.
Let me get away from this mic so it doesn't echo so much. I don't need all of that. Finally got done with this old guitar. It's a Frankenstein. Got a harmony neck. This body is a Mark II, which is a upstep from a First Act guitar. I guess it's the same company. I had some parts laying around. I had this body, this guitar, I bought it off a marketplace for $5, and somebody used it as a display. They had holes drilled in it, and had holes drilled in the neck, and had it on the wall and hung their nice guitars. Had guitars hangers on it, and so I seen it. I thought maybe I could do something with it. Had some parts laying around that I could build this guitar. At least that's what I told the wife anyway. This plate here is from a telly. This is a loaded pickguard I bought for a Strat. This plate is from the Strat. I had to cut that out of a piece of pickguard material. Had the old harmony neck laying around. I'll let you listen to it. I'm glad to get this thing all done. Let's see if it's in tune.